YouTube, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, gang's back. You know, Matt is back in the cut. I don't rock with the hat because the op
You don't
really
like
did us
winners?
dirty.
Do you hate winners now? Three days?
It
3 days?
depends. Here's the thing. Like I do, I do. I do,
Yeah.
but I don't because also we're trading away, and this is not related to soccer. One of our better wide receivers. We're trading away our draft picks. We're also letting Chucho do whatever he wants to do on the ball and let Diego Rossi look like he's Lionel Messi. Bro, like this week, low key has been kind of rough. But I can't lie though, the Columbus Crew, like you're saying, they play better. They play the best football, better than Manchester City, and I think I can't argue against that. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, take it away, man.
I mean, I'm not saying put us in the Club World Cup and see what happens. Because
Oh
obviously
snap!
they're going to put Inter Miami in there if they get that extra spot. It's just obvious. But put the best team in North America in there.
Nah, bro, I agree. Look, if who makes that decision? Is it Don Garber?
It's Don Garber. You know where that's going if it's up to Don Garber.
Bro, if I'm in, no, see, the Crew represent America, the majority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are better than Inter Miami. They've proven that time and time again. Messi is still chilling in his penthouse in Miami. He hasn't played a game since what, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Before Copa.
Yeah, so May, end of May, June.
Mm-hmm.
Bro hasn't been playing. Bro, why would they? Yeah, you guys have to be there. You guys have to be there. There's no way, especially with how you guys are set up. You guys could literally beat any team in North America. Unluckily, the final was in Pachuca, the Champions League. But
Mm-hmm.
bro, literally man for man, formation for formation, manager for manager, you know, training staff to training staff, stadium for stadium. You guys are literally the epitome of MLS in terms of building your team the right way. Why would you not put that on display for the world to see? Why?
Messi, of course.
What a shame.
But I mean, first off, I've said it before, just like talking to you guys. The fact that like Cucho Hernandez is in this league is ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
he's just way better than the MLS standard. Like I don't want to crap on the MLS because it's the American League. I want the MLS to get better. We both want the MLS to get better. At this point where he could probably be a top 5 league striker. I wouldn't say put him on, Man City or Arsenal or, PSG. But, I mean, he proved at Watford he can get some game time. I think right now, he's probably in the peak of his powers. I definitely think he'd be a top 5 league striker. Would you agree?
Absolutely. No,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think.
So, I'm sorry.
No, you can go.
I mean, Diego Rossi as well. So, I mean, just having two guys like that, peak of their powers, the team's just set up so well. And like I think Philadelphia, they had their moments yesterday, and the crew are susceptible at times. No team's perfect. But the crew will be in 4 finals in the past year because they play the MLS Cup, they played in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. This will be the League's Cup, and then they play in the Confederations Cup against Mexico. I mean, Club America for Mexico. So, like, if they can pull out these next 2 competitions, I think they'd probably have an argument for, like, the best singular MLS side over a year. Yeah. I mean, even when Seattle won the CONCACAF Champions Cup, they weren't doing it in the league, too.
Right.
Kind of felt
they
like
literally
out of nowhere.
Took a big break. They took a big break after they won the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, bro. Literally on all fronts, you guys put your best foot out. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the results in most of them. But once again, you guys are showing that you guys can compete no matter who's in front of you, and you guys have the mentality that the rest of the league doesn't necessarily have. And why? Like, it's just honestly fair play to Nancy because he, for a while, because I remember he was at Montreal, very underrated. Wasn't really getting the results that he was, that he maybe could have gotten. But also, Montreal didn't really back him with anybody either. Now that, I mean, he took over what? He took over from Caleb Porter, right? Am I correct?
From the Crew, yes.
Yes. So obviously Porter won, MLS Cup with Portland, but also his tenure with the Crew wasn't really the greatest either. But look, he really revolutionized the squad, and he did it in a way, using the academy, because Aiden Morris was a key component, and also that's the thing as well. Aiden Morris left your club, and you guys are still looking like the well-oiled machine.
I think we've looked
Like, you guys
like, I
don't
don't
miss
want to
him
say
at
it like
all.
that, but I think we've looked better.
Yeah.
We got Dylan Shambaugh,
Mm-hmm.
San Etienne player. Uh, so I mean, we've just kind of had it figured out, honestly. Just everything. Like I said, I've appreciated the Haslams as well, the ownership group. I think first off, saving the team no matter what. Like, even if they just save the team, and we're just kind of like an average managerial front ownership group. But I mean, they've been willing to spend. They like everything that we need as a team. They've got the stadium. They have they brought in the signings, and it's kind of the city's paying it back, because I really do think, like, obviously nothing will ever be as big as Ohio State and Columbus. I mean, it's just kind of, Uh, but I would say the Crew, where it used to probably be like a Blue Jackets city, maybe it's definitely became like a massive Columbus
Mm.
Crew city.
Nice, man. I mean, that's like in towns like that, like you see it in Austin, right? You
Mm-hmm.
see it, obviously, you mentioned Columbus. Like when you see, you know, I guess prominent football cities, and I'm talking American football
Mm-hmm.
cities, especially college, back the MLS team, and you see it every, week in, week out. And then you see teams like the Union, where they kind of take their fans, for granted, and they're like, "Oh, here's a cheap guy from Botswana, the third division."
All right.
Bro, I mean, it's facts though. Like, they take the piss out of the fans, bro. Like, and
Botswana in third division.
bro, like literally, like the players that we signed, no one knows where they're from. Like literally, if you go on transfer market, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
nothing,
I'm,
nothing.
I'm crying, bro. He said Botswana.
But yeah, bro, you guys play LAFC rematch of the
Mm-hmm.
MLS Cup final. I'm looking forward to that game.
I
Um,
am too. I really want to put it to them again, and I think I don't want to be overconfident, because, like I've said before, it's a cup competition. You never know what can happen in the cup. But I'm pretty confident that we can do it again. And
okay.
plus, if I know anything about their goalkeeper, doesn't really show up in big cup finals.
Oh yeah, I wonder how you know,
so
man. How
so
would you know?
I know a little bit about Hugo Lloris. So there's one thing I know about Hugo Lloris. I think I like my chances.
Hey, yeah. Hey, look. Here's the thing. In Giroud, he be playing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He is low-key a big game player, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But I think he got dragged off early. And well, I mean, I think that's because they were up. They just ran through Colorado. That was a very uncompetitive semifinal of a cup.
From both
Like,
ends, to be
yeah,
honest.
Philly had it for about 60, but I mean, it was 3-0, 52 minutes in on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
you're right.
but I mean,
Um.
those are probably two of the better teams in the league, LA and Columbus. So,
Hmm. Yeah,
I
I think the two best teams in North America made it.
mm-hmm.
I think that just tells the story. And obviously, we played the Colorado Rapids for third place. Winner gets that last spot in the Champions Cup. Honestly, if the Union somehow win this game, it would be literally the most undeserved qualification, in my opinion, because the road has been a Mickey Mouse road, except for Cincy.
Thank you for that. I will be forever in your debt for taking Cincy out.
Yeah, I don't know how we did it either. And the football that we were playing too, I was like, bro, who am I watching, bro? Like Barrybo looking like Suarez, like it was crazy. But um, yeah. I guess real quick predictions for that final. I'm not gonna do the third place game, but predictions for the final.
Uh, I'll go. I'll go same as the MLS final. I'll go 2-1 Crew.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go 3-1, 3-1 to the Crew.
All right.
Um, yeah, I think you guys are moving well, and I mean, and it's at Lower.com Field as well, so it might be a packed stadium. So if not,
May have to make it. I was going to go Wednesday, but other stuff came up. So,
okay,
but I definitely like to go Sunday.
yeah, nah, I think that's a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, bro, that's gonna be one of the I guess it can be two ways, right? It could be KG 0-0, then goes to extra time, or no, it'll go straight to pens,
Mm-hmm.
or um goal fest, or it's going to be a controlled game from from the Columbus standpoint. So yeah, no, I think that's going to be a great game. Hopefully you can watch that game live, and obviously I'm hoping that you can see a trophy lifted live as well. You aren't really used to that scene, maybe in FIFA, maybe in Football Manager,
The
not
Crew
really
have been winning
IRL.
stuff forever. I have no clue what you're talking about. My number one team in my life, they've been winning trophies forever.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
All right.
nice
Yeah,
talking about
enough.
that. Good luck to the Crew, obviously.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
this is our Premier League podcast. As much as we like to touch on the Crew,
Right.
the best team in the world, best tactics in the world, best manager in the world, best fans in the
Elite
world.
football. Elite football. Nah, but yeah, let's move on to the Prem. Game week 2. Crazy how things are picking up already. But yeah, game week 2 is among us. And before we get into that though, today Mikel Marino. I know we talked about him 2 episodes ago. He officially got the There We Land.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we were saying before, that makes Arsenal stronger. We don't got to
Yeah,
really dive deep into it, but I think it's worth acknowledging.
yeah. Well, also Gundogan came through since we last
Yeah.
did the pod. Like we did that Tuesday. We touched on it a little bit, but
Yep.
or was that Monday? Monday, one of the days. Uh, but like I said, only actually that was probably the quickest I've seen a transfer kind of like go through in
Especially
terms
for
of one
City.
that wasn't like just like spur of the moment.
Right.
Uh, Gallagher has officially moved. Joao Felix has officially moved. Sepp Vanderberg, which is one I was surprised about because he had an offer from Bayern Leverkusen and he went to Brentford over Leverkusen.
Interesting.
So that was a very interesting move. And then Gehi is probably close to Newcastle. That'd be very big for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Uh, I wish I could say Eze to Tottenham, but my team hates me. It was my birthday in July. All I asked for my birthday was my favorite player on Tottenham, and Daniel Levy just hung up the phone.
Yeah. He pulled a quick one as he usually does, doesn't he?
Yeah, all we heard this summer was Eze was the no brainer, and then we just no brained it. We just were like, oh, okay, here's what was it like Min Hak Tua from the
Oh
South
God.
Korean league, dude.
Oh Lord.
So I'm sure he'll end up being a great player, but definitely, I think we'll probably touch on that later when the windows, and we'll probably like grade everyone's windows.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, I guess we go straight into the predictions. First game is what at 7:30
yeah.
on
Let me
Saturday.
pull that up real quick. Hold on, because and hopefully ESPN. I might even look on ESPN because last time they told me it was at Craven Cottage when it was at
Yeah,
Old Trafford. So might do NBC.
NBC or just Supreme in general.
Yeah. Anything you really want to touch on the Ipswich, Man City, or Everton, Tottenham? Anything? Villa, Arsenal. Like there's some decent games this weekend.
Honestly, yeah. You know what? Yeah, before we get into that, I guess we could let's talk about our two teams because I think
Mhm.
that the Tottenham Everton game is interesting.
Mhm.
Obviously, the City Ipswich. There's obviously Liam Delap, Muric coming back to Etihad. Former academy players for us. So, and also Calvin Phillips. I'm not. No, he can't play because he's on loan. But yeah, the lap in the Muric. Even though for Muric, it's not really the same. The lap he came through, he actually made his
Mhm.
debut. In the Carabao Cup. I'll never forget about that. He was actually a pretty good striker for us, but obviously, look, Holland, he had Aguero at the time as well when he made his debut, so he wasn't really gonna shine like he could have. But yeah, I mean, I think it should be legit, like a walkthrough. Hopefully Gundogan can get his return. That'll probably set the stadium crazy. That'll bring it life. I'm expecting Phil Foden to have a great game. I think Savinho is fully fit as well. Doku, I think this is a good game for him to play and redeem himself. And he could beat those allegations as well. That what's that dude with the Arsenal? What's that dude's name? It's like Kagiogo or something like that. Jay.
I'm sorry, I have
Oh,
no clue who you're talking about. I'm sorry.
bro, he's an Arsenal fan account on Twitter.
Oh, that's. I mean, I don't
Fair,
follow a lot of Arsenal fan accounts.
got you.
But
Yeah,
like you were saying, I think this would probably be a everybody eats game, for lack of a better term.
it should be.
Very, very wrong of the league. Like I'm sure they don't actually have any control of scheduling, and they probably like check it over to make sure that everything can line up. But to start the year with Liverpool and Manchester City was very wrong to do to Ipswich.
Yeah, that
So,
sucks.
and
It
they
really sucks.
gave Liverpool a really good game in that first half. They just didn't have the horses to go 90 minutes with Liverpool, and obviously, I don't think either one of us see them being able to do it against Manchester City at the Etihad either.
Yeah, nah. If they do, then someone's gonna be rich, but it ain't gonna be me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I should place a bet just in case something crazy happens.
Emotional hedging wouldn't be a bad idea. Put a fiver on Ipswich, you'd probably have like plus 800 odds to win.
It's probably more than that. It's probably in the thousands.
There's in a one-on-one. Hold on, let me look at. Also for our FPL people out there, triple captain Holland probably not a bad bet there.
True.
I made the mistake. Well, it wasn't a mistake because it wasn't my fault, but I captained Alexander Isak last week because I thought it would be an everyone eats game for Southampton, and actually it is plus 3,000 on.
Told you.
Wow, I might have to put $5 on that.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
like TJ, dude. If it happens, I'll slide you like $100.
I appreciate that.
I fuck with you, but I might have to put a fiver on that because let me see. That'd be 5 on 30 to 1 would be. Actually, that wouldn't be 30 to 1. Or would that be 30 to 1? Yeah, 30 to 1. I can't give you 100. I can give you like 25 then because that's a lot less than I thought it was. But plus 3,000 on one game is insane.
Yeah. That's wild. That's honestly crazy to think about. But yeah, like you said, it should be an everybody eats game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all I gotta say for that match. I think the more interesting game is definitely your match. Spurs, Sean Dyche football early in the season. After Everton coming back from a humiliating defeat, 3-0 at home. A red card as well. Spurs lackluster performance at the King Power. Solanke, he has to prove his price tag. I mean, what else? No,
I
what
think
else?
you kind of nailed it. I think both teams, for different reasons, probably disappointed at their performance at the weekend. Everton probably more so, considering that they didn't get a point or anything. At least for Spurs, you could say it was a point on the road, regardless of if 3 should have been what they got. Everton, I expect, it's Sean Dyche, you know what you're going to get there. No Tarkowski, allegedly, though, so that takes 2 of their starters out in their back 4. Spurs probably won't have Bentancur, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
There was a rumor today that Solanke wasn't. He didn't train today. I don't know. I can't prove that. I guess we'll find that out tomorrow.
Oh snap! Let me
I'm
change
just
my
going to
lineup then.
assume that he's playing just because I wasn't there, and until I hear he's out, I'm not gonna risk that kind of information. But for Spurs, it's kind of just application of what we knew. I think me and Olivia and I touched on it last week. It was just, and Ons even said it in his stuff, that there needs to be more of a willingness to shoot. I think we're looking for the perfect shot rather than just trying to take good ones.
Mm-hmm.
And I think against a team like Everton, who's going to be low, you know, like there will be moments for you to put in shots because you're going to have so much of the ball. I think we need to have more of a willingness to take shots, maybe some outside of the box, because I think the one thing that we've kind of missed from Sonny that we haven't got in this like Angera really is he's really good on the edge of the box. He has really good accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so just letting guys be fully themselves. I feel like there was a little bit of like there was a little bit of discomfort in the attack on Monday. So just kind of maybe just like giving the guys the confidence to go, take those shots. Just be out there, be brave, be bold. Because in many situations, if we're not taking a shot, the ball gets dispossessed and they're on a counter. I'd much rather take a shot, it goes over the goal, and we get to reset because most of the times we concede, it's not from, it's from counterattacks. It's not from,
Right.
straight possession of play. There's very few times I can remember teams, especially teams of Leicester's quality, no offense to Leicester or Everton, but lower level teams breaking us down continuously. Like in situations like that, it is your Manchester Cities, it's your Liverpools, it's your Arsenals. So kind of having more of an openness to shoot will probably determine how good our ceiling is this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that needs to start this week. And I hope it does because I really need it to. Because we
So
have
who do you?
Newcastle next week and then Arsenal when we come back from the break.
Right. So who would you put in your midfield? Like, and I know this has been a discussion as well in terms of maybe a formation change,
Mm-hmm.
right? A three in the back potentially. I know you guys are talking about maybe having like Dragusin maybe play like, as like an anchor, so not
Yeah.
necessarily in a back three per se, but he would drop in deep, at times to for it to be potentially
Now,
that. But
now late in the game, something that we did that I liked, and it kind of, I mean, it didn't really work because I don't think we had the players in for it. It just kind of felt like a late game sub. But we were kind of doing the 4-1-4-1. So
mm,
something in a situation like this where you're just going to know that you're going to be able to overload, uh, I think that'd be just kind of unique. Or maybe just even if it's like a 4-3-3 like it usually is, but just kind of having like a Kulusevski in the midfield as well as Madison.
mm-hmm,
I think that would be something that would be interesting to try. Uh, but I'm really worried about the CDM position because I think if there's any team that I don't want Archie Gray to go up against, like being a solo CDM type, like holding midfielder, it'd be Everton, just because like he doesn't have that like physical build yet, and if there's one team that's gonna want to rough you up, I think that'd be Everton. So I think the squad choice will tell us a lot. I'm more interested to see what he does on the right wing because
mm-hmm.
Brennan Johnson didn't have a very good game at all. So I'm interested to see if he kind of backs Brennan or excuse me, or if he tries to give Kulu another shot over there, or even if it's like like Odebear making his debut, which I think at one point he will in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But Spurs can go about it a lot of different ways. I'll be interested to see what he does.
I think in terms of the Odeber situation, right? I know he came out in the public,
Mm-hmm.
backing Brandon Johnson, but I mean, once again, how many managers, except for like Mourinho, go out and slander players, right? Um,
Enzo
that's not
Maresca kind of has.
actually, yeah. Here's the thing, he kind of has to.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a position where he kind of has to because,
Yeah.
bro, like, once again, we talked about he has a whole. He's basically like Chase U, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know, literally just has like a whole school. He's just like, okay, I need to set the tone. But
And I think he has.
um,
I'll give credit because I don't really. I'm worried about Maresca. I think he might be a little over his skis, but just from some of the stuff I've heard, you know, I think he kind of knows that he has to figure out who his best 11 is. I don't know if he will be able to by the time that, stuff starts kind of hitting the fan and they go full, you know, 2 games a week of everything. But I think he knows, and especially some of the guys that he's wanting to get rid of in terms of like the Chilwells and I don't know if he'll back Robert Sanchez. I heard Jorgensen had a really good game today. So it'd be interesting to see if he gives Jorgensen the shot during the game this week against Wolves. But I think so far some of the signs have been positive for that.
I agree. Especially with, I mean, look, here's the thing. Sterling, let's be honest, that dude is mad washed. Like, he
I heard
shouldn't
Villa.
be.
I heard Villa were interested. I don't know if you saw that today or not.
I did, actually. I did.
I don't know why Villa would do that. Like that just
Here's the
doesn't.
thing. I think that's just to keep Leon Bailey happy and to have a party partner for him, you know, so he can go dance to
Another
Vibes
Jamaican,
Cartel.
another Jamaican in the.
Yeah,
Okay, I
I
see
think
you.
that's for
I see
vibes,
you.
bro. I think that's for vibes.
If they want
But
another party
seriously,
person, they should bring back Grealish.
yeah,
Are you kidding me? With the kind of parties Grealish and Leon Bailey could have, Basuma, just bring them all to town. We could go back to Birmingham. It's not that far of a drive, Basuma. You're not going to be playing this weekend anyways. Hang out in Birmingham with Grealish and
see, I'm going back to Birmingham.
Birmingham,
I'm going to Birmingham.
the Midlands.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that or not, but they were the Premier League coverage said that was a London derby this weekend between Aston Villa and Arsenal.
I did.
Yeah, not a London derby. They're actually
Yeah,
like 2.5 hours away from each other. We're not going to get out of our own way as Americans if we keep up with. They're going to keep hating us. They're really going to keep hating us if this is how we keep behaving.
bro. We have two people here who would love to have a job in that position,
100%.
and
Sign
we'll
me up. I can't be worse than JJ Watt is whenever they put him on TV.
right exactly. Like, come on, bro. Especially with like Men in Blazers. Let's
Mm-hmm.
be honest. They're kind of washed blood. In 2024, they're kind of
We could just be,
washed.
I can put a hoodie on. We can be the men in hoodies. We can run.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We,
saying.
yes, sir. Yes, there we
Yardman.
go. Look like,
I'm out in London, you know.
yes, sir.
You get me? Nah, but yeah, no. I think with Villa the Sterling thing. I think that's literally just Champions League. Platoon. Strengthening the
Yeah,
depth of the squad, and I mean he has the experience, the quality. I mean, I'm not sure about quality.
yeah, but I
Let
would say
me
quality
relax.
is a word I don't know if I'd use anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
He's
But he's
got the
good.
experience.
Yeah, there you go.
So
He has a CV.
yeah, but
But
I don't know if there's really anything else you want to. I think. Do you want to touch on Villa Arsenal a little bit? Because I think that probably is the game of the week.
yeah, Arsenal. What is it?
Big test early for Arteta's boys because Arsenal was definitely the Villa was definitely the bogey team of Arsenal last year. They took 6 points off them. 6 points more than wins the league for Arsenal last year if they get those 6 points. And like I said, I think Villa has title hopes of their own this year, regardless of how realistic some might think they are. I think they can believe they can improve on fourth. Arsenal obviously want to improve on second. So, how do you think this game lines up? Really?
It's really hard to tell, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good thing
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, you probably seen the clips on on social media, people comparing Emery to Arteta again. Who's a better manager? Who all that stuff. And for me, I think the way that this game is gonna go, especially at Villa Park, the fans are gonna be up for it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the way that the stadium is so close together. It's close to the pitch. Literally, you can feel the heat. And I think in terms of who they have as well now, in my opinion, right? In my opinion, I think Onana, he fits the role better than Douglas Luiz in terms of creating pressure and being a physical presence in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of the park. And with how I see, here's the thing: if Matson starts, I don't think Matson will start this game just because of Saka and Digne and how he plays as well. But I think it's going to be really the battle in the midfield for me.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to who started for Villa against West Ham last week, wasn't it? I
Let me
know
pull that up
Onana.
for you real quick. My apologies.
Yeah, you good.
If I remember
Um,
correct, it was McGinn, uh, Onana, and Tielemans, which is such a good, that's a really good midfield three.
yeah, bro. Like literally, like one of the most underrated midfield threes as well.
And Onana
Um,
bagged in that game. I forgot he scored that header in the hold on.
yep.
He scored
In
that
like the
header
fourth
early in
minute.
that game against West Ham.
And Rogers honestly isn't that bad either.
Oh
Morgan
no, I thought
Rogers.
Rogers is definitely. McGinn was out on the left, so they could definitely use a left winger.
But the way he plays, as he's not really like a out and out left winger. He like
Yeah,
tucks in, and they kind
yeah.
of give
Mm-hmm.
who do they give freedom to? Bailey.
Well,
They give Bailey the freedom to do whatever he wants.
yeah.
If he wants to go on the right, if he wants to go on the left, if he wants to play down
Mm-hmm.
the middle to be like a secondary striker type of
Yeah.
position.
I think
So
Philogene will end up there though. I'm really high on Jaden Philogene.
yeah,
Hull City probably like one of the best players in the championship last year. I know Somerville won the player of the championship at the PFA awards this week.
hmm
Yeah, but I do think this Villa team is very well set up. And I honestly think in a way they're kind of set up for Arsenal. I think Emery has pretty much built a team to frustrate Mikel Arteta. I think that's
yeah.
just his goal is to just be like petty towards Arsenal.
I think he hit it around the nail. It's gonna be a battle, bro. It's gonna be. I can see. Here's the game. This is the type of game where Declan Rice gets exposed and people meme him for it.
Mm-hmm.
And not because he's a horrible player, right? He's okay. I'm not saying he's what people label him out to be, but I think this is the game where if he actually wants to show that he's the best, one of the best midfielders in the Prem, these are the games that you have to show up for. Same with Odegaard, right? Same with Havertz. Havertz needs to, show his presence as well. Saka needs to step up. All these guys need to step up.
Yeah,
If they don't, I mean, I know it's still early in the season, so it's not really gonna tell the full story. But in terms of getting that early momentum
yeah,
and knowing who you're competing against, which
mm-hmm.
is the four-time winners, you
Yeah,
have to show that you're not there just to draw. You're there to win tough games.
yeah.
You have to show that. You have to show that
And
ambition.
honestly, like I said, like you're saying, like the mental hurdle it clears, where you could be like, we're different than last year. Like if they
Right.
go to Villa Park and they just get like pulled down like they did last year at Villa Park, that's just not a good sign for you. So I think these early games, because our Arsenal schedule is really heavy for the next four. I believe it's Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Manchester City. Like from that Arsenal, if Arsenal wants to be serious, what do you think? Probably 8 points, 9 points from that. If this is the Arsenal team that wants to be super serious,
Right.
and you can't really do much of that if you go into Villa Park and get embarrassed like you have in the previous fixtures last year.
hmm Personally, if I'm Arteta, I'm starting Jesus on the left wing.
Mm, interesting.
I just think in terms of like when he was at City before he left to go to Arsenal, ironically, he played on the right and he actually scored like 2 goals. I think he scored. I think it might have been a hat trick. I forgot what it was. I think it might have been embrace, but he was complaining about not playing in number 9. This down the third, crying about a left back playing in his position, which never ever happened. That's fake news. I don't that Zinchenko never played a striker ever at City, nor
I hope not.
Cancelo. Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
saying. If we
I don't
did,
think Pep's that far gone. Pep's done some crazy stuff. I don't think Pep's putting Zinchenko
that
as striker.
true. Um, but yeah, bro. I just think in terms of his shot and the way that he plays and the defensive stability that he brings to a team, why not put him out in the wing? Like he's kind of pacey, decent on the ball. Like I mean, I think he's more less or I want to say more less predictable than a Martinelli in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Maybe I'm just
Yeah.
speaking
Also,
out of
I
my
think
ass, but
he's the type of guy who could get at Matty Cash, which I do.
true.
I think that's the only real weakness in this Villa team. And it was weird because a couple years ago, I feel like we were talking about Matty Cash as like one of their real top players. Just kind of shows you how Villa's kind of expanded, where it kind of feels like that's like their weaknesses right back now. But everywhere else on that team feels very solid.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're right.
left winger. I don't really think McGinn's much of a left winger, but you probably want him out there. He's an intangibles guy. He's Scottish. You know how the Scottish are. They will die for whoever they're fighting for or whatever they're fighting for. So uh, that's the type of guy you want to have out there.
I don't know if you remember from the last fixture from last season.
Mm-hmm.
Boubacar Kamara,
Mm-hmm.
bro, he was pressing relentlessly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he gets featured again because of Onana.
I don't know if
You know,
he's fit.
is he not fit?
That would be my guess as to why, because I don't even think he was on the bench for the West Ham game. Let me pull that up real quick, because I think he would have like at least made an appearance. Because he's a really good player.
Yeah, yeah. The fact that they got him from Marseille still
He was not
is
on the bench,
mind-boggling
so
to
that
me.
would make me believe that he's not 100% fit.
Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I just think they could do a lot of different things with the formation just to frustrate Arsenal and
Mm-hmm.
force them to be on their on their heels. So Emery's right now probably still up right now in UK time cooking
Yeah.
something up.
Oh, 100%. Like we said, if there's one thing, I think he came back to the league with the sole intent of frustrating Mikel Arteta.
And look, rightfully so, bro.
Now
I love it.
you did say I want to know your opinion on this as we're just connect because this is kind of some lazier content rather than tactical analysis. But between Emery and Arteta, who do you think the better manager is? Because I think it's Emery.
My goodness. So yeah, like, not that I hate this question. I actually think it's hard to say who,
Yeah, like
right?
I don't
Because
think there's
Arsenal
much
fans
of a
like
gap.
it's clear. I don't think it's clear. Here's the thing: we did see Emery with Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
but he also didn't get the backing of the club. But he also made some stupid decisions, like getting Pepe, right? He could have gotten Zaha. He could have gotten all these different guys, but he decided to get these bums for no
Yeah.
reason. But in terms of serial winning, obviously, I think you got to go with Emery. But in terms of, I guess, that's seriously, I gotta give Arteta credit for
Mm-hmm.
making Arsenal serious again. You're right, and not just in terms of getting results, but also in terms of establishing a system, establishing a style of play, a culture, all of that. Recalibrating the fan base because Arsenal's fan base was the most toxic fan base
It
for a
was
long time.
miserable. It was like people would refer to them as kind of like the Walking Dead after games
Literally,
because there'd just be like 300 people swarmed around one camera, screaming at Wenger to like die. Like
yeah,
there was a really tough time there. So
it was
I
bad.
think the best compliment I could give Arteta is I think how he rebuilt Arsenal is how we should look to rebuild at Spurs. You know, you need to have faith in a lot of the younger guys. You need to have, it's a bumpier road. You need to stick by the guy. There were many times I think even Arsenal fans were kind of just like, "What are we doing here? Why are we giving this guy such a long leash?" But I think it's paid dividends. I think this is the closest they've been in probably about 20 years to actually competing in the league seriously for a long time.
Hmm.
Uh, like we said, I think Saturday is the litmus test to how much of a difference this Arsenal side is from last year.
But I don't want to give you a politician answer and not give you no answer at all.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with Arteta.
You go with Arteta? Okay.
I got to go with Arteta.
Or is this a jinx thing? I know
Nah,
you.
nah.
I
This is
know
actually me being genuine.
I know
This
you
is
know a
actually me
couple
being
Philly
genuine.
guys who took your wide receiver from the Commanders today, and you'd love to just get them back their ounce of blood. So I just needed to make sure that was genuine from
No,
you.
no. I appreciate that, and that's honestly a really good call out. But no, no. I actually do genuinely believe that Arteta is better than Emery.
Alrighty.
I just, yeah. I think he style plays better for me. I
Mm-hmm.
think the way he goes about business is a lot better for me as well. So
That's fair.
yeah,
All right. So let's hop into these predictions. You have
yeah, let's do
Andy's,
it.
yes?
Yes, and also I'll be reading out Andy's as well. Liv unfortunately could not give hers, and Rob didn't give his as well. I'm not sure if Rob's gonna be hopping in, at any point this year, but if he does, he'll obviously give his. But for now, it's just gonna be me. My predictions, Matt's predictions, and Andy's.
All right. So we'll start off first. We really didn't touch on this game. I guess we can a little bit because I think this is always an interesting fixture. Brighton are hosting Manchester United.
Oh snap!
The Man United bogey team as of recently. Not only do Brighton usually take 3 points from them, they take it while making them look like the most incompetent side in the league.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like my man Expressions. Shout out to my boy Expressions. He calls him Brighton Munich. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think they might show up, bro. I actually enjoyed. Like, I didn't watch the game live, the
Mm-hmm.
Everton game live, but just looking at the goals that they scored and how they're playing, Danny Welbeck back in the mix once again in
He's making.
2024.
Isn't it weird? It feels like we could like have a conversation to say he's making like an England push.
I don't think it's weird to say. I
Like,
mean, it's
like
odd to
the fact
say.
that Ivan Toney hasn't played. If Ivan Toney hasn't played by the time the England squad gets called in a couple weeks here, I mean, is Danny Welbeck in the England squad? Like, it's honestly incredible to think about.
Yeah, I think he deserves it.
Oh,
I
definitely the
honestly
way he's
think he
been playing.
does. Yeah,
Which it was for a minute there, he was kind of like a niche meme where it was like, wow, we really let Danny Welbeck score on us. But now he's just showing out for Brighton, and having the assortment of wingers they have, like they have a way better winger core than Tottenham does. Like I'm jealous of what Brighton has and in their wingers because I would take any of Minte, Mitoma, Adringna. I don't want to butcher it. I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. Dringo,
Uh,
yep.
but I mean, and then they brought in the guy from Mines '05. I don't remember his name, but he's supposed to be like a class talent.
Hmm.
So uh, Brighton just has something about him right now. Uh, I think I'm going to be very wrong on them in my Premier League predictions because I don't remember where I put them. I think we both kind of put them lower table,
Yeah, we did.
and I definitely think we have a chance to be wrong about that with the way they started against Everton and what they may do to Man United if Man United aren't careful.
Here's the thing, though. Like with Brighton, though, there was a lot of question marks. We didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah,
New
and plus, I
manager.
mean, their manager is only like you're what are you 20? You're 23, 22,
Yeah, 23.
23. He's only like he's less than a decade older than both of us. You know, so I mean,
Right.
this guy's like he's like 10 years younger than James Milner, and he had James Milner lining up at center mid this week. So I
Wild.
mean, this is a very young guy. So it was a massive gamble, but if they can play the way they did against Everton, but not I can't say not saying much because Tottenham's probably going to embarrass themselves against Everton this weekend. Uh, but uh, if they can do that routinely in the league this year, that's going to be another dangerous side that we didn't account for.
You know what? I'm
Are you
gonna
going to
go
take a
with
Brighton win here?
yeah. I gotta continue the hate train, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Brighton 3-0, bro.
Brighton
Let's do it.
3. Oh, dude.
Let's
If it's
do it.
Brighton if it's Brighton 3-0, that's going to be a very fun Saturday regardless of what happens to any other side.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah,
Yeah. I'll go Brighton win as well. I think Brighton will win it. I'll go 2-1 Brighton.
okay. And Andy went 2-0 to Brighton.
Okay, so a
So
Brighton sweep here. Wow.
yeah, man. Come
I mean,
on, you seagulls.
to be fair, I mean United really didn't look that great against Fulham at home. So
Yeah,
going to their bogey ground probably doesn't spell good for them.
I definitely agree.
Crystal Palace hosting West Ham.
Okay.
Maybe Gahey, maybe not Gahey. I saw somewhere a Crystal Palace fan had the like the Will Smith at the end of Full House meme, but it was Chris Richards. No one else is there with him anymore. Uh, Completely new back three. Uh, And I think West Ham probably wants to get off the schneid losing the way they did against Villa. So I'll
Yeah.
go first. I'll go West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Okay. I think that's a fair result. Yeah, I'm just looking at because like Joachim Anderson left as well.
Yeah, he went to Fulham, which by
Yep.
the way, Fulham 2 really good moves with Anderson and Sander Berg. I think they're gonna try to actually replace Palhinha, which is something that we were both worried about.
Yeah, you're right. So I think they found their platoon or whatever
Mm-hmm.
they want to do with that position. So we'll definitely touch on Fulham later. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with you know what? Because I think Eze. I think they're gonna get one. You know what? I'm gonna go 2-1 Palace.
2-1 Palace. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Eze's not going to get any because in my mind he's going to be in a Tottenham shirt on Saturday.
Oh,
so,
step. Okay.
so maybe my mind is just absolutely fried and I'm just crazy. But that 2-1 was accounting for Eze not being on the pitch either. Who did Andy have?
Andy had a draw.
Had a
2-2.
draw. All right.
2-2. So
2-2. Okay.
interesting.
Uh, Fulham is actually at Craven Cottage this week. Thank you, ESPN. They're hosting Leicester City. Will Jamie Vardy taunt the Fulham fans saying that they don't have a Champions League either? Not Premier League. My apologies.
I think this is going to be an interesting matchup. I could definitely see it being a draw, but I could also see, this I could see Fulham getting a decent result here, especially getting in like you said, Sanderberg. And here's the thing: their attackers are literally the definition of no end product. Like they all get in the best positions, then they don't score. It wasn't a good showing at Old Trafford at all. But
the one chance Pereira had, where
terrible.
it was 2-on-1, and he literally just waited for Maguire to get back in frame before making the. It was not a good sight there. Shout out to Adama Traore, though. Adama Traore looks oiled up as ever.
Terrible. Yeah, bro. Like that literally got me mad. And the worst part about it too is that we were gassing up. No, I'll take blame. I was gassing up my man Rodrigo Muniz.
Yeah.
And that dude didn't do nothing. He acted like he couldn't control a pass for that. At any speed. He actually never played the sport in his life before. Always offside. Yeah, bro. You know what? Nah. Forget about Fulham, bro. I'm off their train. 2-1. 1-2 going to Leicester City, bro. Let's go.
All right. I think it'll be 2-2. I'll go for a 2-2 draw.
Okay. Andy went with a draw as well. He went with 1-1.
I think our Muniz brace, just because you finally backed off the train. He's gonna hear this. Obviously, big fan of the pod. And he's just gonna prove himself to you this week. So, next we'll go Manchester City hosting Ipswich, the champions of the Premier League, second place in the championship last year. Can't get much further away from each other in the league. So I'll go first, and then we'll have Andy, and then you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Man City. They'll find a way to just bully you. But I think Ipswich will score, and it'll be their first Prem goal, and it'll be really cool. It'll just be like a fun moment. So I'll go 4-1 Manchester City.
Andy went 3-0 to City. I'm gonna go 5-0 to City.
That's mean. Ed Sheeran's gonna be there, dude.
I know, bro.
Do you want
actually
him
rock with his music as well? Like he's actually a legend.
Yeah, I like Ed Sheeran. I really like Ed Sheeran. Old Ed. I don't know if has he dropped any music recently. I don't know if he.
Not really. I mean,
Yeah, he kind of just focused on Ipswich now.
Yeah.
So I think we're all going Man City and with a big win there. If you're not, for non-betting purposes, I don't know what you're doing. Southampton, they're hosting their first game. They have Nottingham Forest, so kind of a relegation 6-pointer to start the year. We think these teams will be there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, Southampton, despite not being able to get the goal, I think they had really good moments in that Newcastle game. That's a tough place to go. If is the game different if Ben Brereton Diaz doesn't pretend like he got sniped when he got like I don't know. It wasn't a
He initiated
headbutt.
the headbutt too. That's the craziest thing.
Like they were always going to call it for the motion of the headbutt, not the actual contact.
Right.
Like I understand why the red was given, but I mean he sold that like he sold that like it was like WWE, you
Yeah,
know,
bro.
like he just got like thrown through a table that was on fire, you know.
Bro, that was literally Eddie Guerrero esque. What we saw,
That
bro.
was a good. I
Eddie
was trying to
Guerrero
think of the
esque, bro.
perfect person to go with there. That's the perfect person to go with.
Yeah, bro. He Dirty Dom, all of that,
Yes,
bro.
sir.
You want to call him
That
Dirty
was
Dom?
like father, like son, like
Yeah,
father,
that's
like
what I'm
son.
saying.
Uh,
Um,
thoughts on this game? I think you know. I think Southampton really needs to get a win here. They need to get as many points at home against bad teams as they can if they want to stay up. So I'll go 2-1 to Southampton.
2-1. Okay, 2-1 to the Saints. Andy went with 0-0.
Oh God.
Yeah, he went with a 0-0. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be a dreadful match, but here's the thing: the way that Southampton played, I wasn't really like worried. They kind of gave Newcastle a run, even though they're up a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like Newcastle should be winning that game. Doesn't matter if they have 10 guys, a full squad, a full strength squad, or not. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with a 2-1, 2-1 to Southampton. I think they're gonna get the first win of the campaign. Forest. I mean, I could also see Forest winning, but just for this
I
sakes.
don't remember Forest's result. I think, if I remember correctly, they played Bournemouth. Yes. Let me look up the Premier League because I do not remember what happened in that game. Which should just tell you how good of a fan I am. I just don't remember what happened in one of the 10 games last week. Uh,
Casual,
that was a
casual.
1-1 draw. I remember
Yeah.
now because Semenyo got that tap in at the end.
Yep.
Uh, and that's what worries me about Nottingham. I think they have really good attacking pieces, but their defense is just some of the worst I've seen in the Premier League. And I think Southampton will take advantage of that. You agreed there as well.
Mhm.
Tottenham are hosting Everton.
All
So
right. I'll
I'll
go
let you
first.
guys go at that first, and then I'll finish off.
Yeah. Andy has a 2-1 win for Everton. I think it's going to be a lot more fluid for you guys. I think it's going to be 3-1 to for you guys. I think Slank is going to get off the off the off and running. I don't know why I couldn't think of the phrase there, but yeah, I think Spurs are gonna go back to winning ways, hopefully at least at home. So yeah, 3-1.
You put 2-1 Everton. He's really just trolling me. I feel like he's trolling me there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of passive
Yeah.
aggressiveness with
I,
that
I will
scoreline.
remember that considering the next game's Aston Villa and Arsenal. I will remember that. Uh, but I have to back Tottenham here. I mean, there'll be positions this year where I can't back Tottenham.
Nah, bro,
But
you gotta do it with your chest, bro.
you're at home. You're at Everton. I mean, you're playing Everton. Everton's down two of their better defensive players, and they're a defensive team to begin with. You have to win this game.
yeah,
I mean, if you're wanting to be anything resembling some sort of serious team this year, you have to win this game. So I'll go 2-0 Tottenham. I'd take a 1-0 as long as we could keep a clean sheet. We just don't keep clean sheets anymore. We're like a 5-year-old kid, just can't keep a clean sheet. Uh, but 2-0. I think Solanke also gets off it, and I'll go Madison with the other goal for just picking the goal scorers there. Uh, so 12:30, the game of the week, Villa Park, Aston Villa hosting Arsenal.
okay, okay. I think so. I'll go Andy last for obvious
Okay.
reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had a great debate, not debate, but a great breakdown of that match.
Mm-hmm.
Going with a going with you know what? I'm going with the Arsenal win. Going with two
Mm-hmm.
one Arsenal.
Okay. I'll go, and this is obvious. I was just joking about the Everton sentiment, even though that will probably drive me insane if he's right. Uh, I think Arsenal will get a point. I don't think they'll win. I just think Villa Park's such a tough place to go. I'll go 1-1 draw. But I think Arsenal there, the way they've played at Villa Park recently, I think getting a point there would be massive for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
and 3 would be great. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Andy went with a 1-0 Arsenal win, which for me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Holding a clean sheet away at Villa Park against Unai Emery, who is literally like probably giving his players cocaine right now. You know,
here's some helium, buddy.
right?
Here's some nitrous for my buddy
Yeah, there you
Kanye.
go.
You know,
Consumers right now, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Hey, here's this. Hey, here's that. Yeah, he's in there performing,
yeah.
Villa is ready to go, bro.
Yeah, they're both
Villa is ready to
Villa
go.
and Spurs both in there doing helium, singing "North London Forever" together. It's great. It's a great time. Uh, but no,
Yeah,
that'll
nah,
be
but he
that's
said
probably
one
the
0
biggest
Yeah,
game of the weekend.
we will be there. That's all I got to say.
Yes. Bournemouth is hosting Newcastle. Uh, there will be no. I don't even remember. Was it who got the red card? Was it? I'm
It
trying
was
to remember.
Shar, I think.
Yeah, Fabian Schär for the headbutt. Thought he was a wild Samoan there. I don't know what he was trying to do there for talking WWE references. He thought he was like Prime Umaga out there. I have no clue.
Right.
But I think Newcastle should still get this done. I mean, if they got it done last week with 10 against Southampton, I think Bournemouth should probably be there. Evan Nielsen, I don't know if we touched on that. That was a very
Yeah, we
good.
didn't.
That's a very good replacement for Solanke.
Yeah, bro. And he's also, I feel like everybody who at least played Football Manager has at some point encountered him, whether he was on your
Yes.
team or
Mm-hmm.
whether he was playing for a team in the Prem. He's always been decent.
I've
But
had him in a few saves myself. I'll be honest there. I'm not gonna lie to
yeah,
you. So
bro, he's goated.
I know the talent there. Speaking of the Alex Scott is a guy that I get a lot. The Bournemouth central midfielder, just because he ends up being really good. But I'm honestly, we kind of joked that Chelsea is like Football Manager, like FC. Like I feel like Bournemouth only signs guys that are just like Football Manager, like wonder kids.
Yeah, I think you're
And
right. Here's the thing: aren't they sponsored by Football Manager themselves?
I think yeah, because let me think. I'm trying to. They also have Zabarni. And Zabarni, if
Yeah,
you played the years before Football Manager, Zabarni is like one of the best center backs. Like the people who run the devs at FM are just really high on him.
right.
So if this wasn't a Football Manager game, I think Bournemouth probably just wipes Newcastle here.
Mm-hmm.
But real life, obviously, I think Isak gets off the schneid here. I'll go 2-1 Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree. Bournemouth, they don't have the 5 stars right now. Right now it's at the potential. The potential is there, but not nah. It's not today or not on Sunday. Whatever the match is at. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a Newcastle win. I'm gonna go with 2-1. Andy went with 3-1 as well. So
Okay.
3-1 to Newcastle. So yeah, it's going. I think that's always gonna be a good game though. I'm not
That
gonna
is
lie.
going to be a good game. The other game at 9:00 on Sunday, Wolves are hosting Chelsea Football Club. Now, Wolves has kind of been to Chelsea what Brighton has been to United recently, especially like
Mm-hmm.
at Molineux. Pedro Neto return game.
You think he's gonna
I
get
mean,
booed?
I don't think he'll get booed. I don't think he really forced a move. He might get booed this time just because there's probably a lot of like, why'd you have to leave us right now type of thing going on. But I think the next couple times he comes back, it won't be, there won't be hatred there.
Yeah.
He didn't do them like Ivan Toney did Brentford, where he was just like, please someone save me all the time. He wasn't he wasn't always screaming like, get me out of here.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go first on the prediction there on what you think is
Yeah,
going to
bro. I don't
happen.
know. Wolves got some sus stuff going on, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That last match, the Arsenal Wolves game, bro, that was literally like the sus derby, bro. Because you got the aura merchants, you got Arteta
Yeah.
with his bench of aura and his flow of his Lego block hair of aura, and the fans talking about, oh, look at our kits, look at our players,
They also said that about Moreno. I don't know if you saw that today, but Fabrizio posted about that, how he's been admiring Moreno for years. Like, they do not do a good job of painting him as, normal.
Right.
They really paint him as like kind of like creeperish.
Yeah.
Like
The
I get
club
like
might have to be, put alongside Diddy right now.
yeah,
That's Diddy
yeah,
FC
I get
right
like
now.
Joe vibes from you. You're
Yeah.
just like here and he's like, oh, he's watching everyone all the time. Just like
It's odd.
I think that's a really good word for it. That's probably the best word you can give me.
Yeah.
Uh, but back on track there because we went off. Wolves Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think Chelsea. I think they're gonna bounce back. Wolves really don't have their lineup, bro. Like when I saw who they played on the weekend and who they subbed in, I'm like, bro, why aren't they starting these players? If they start these players, they may have a chance. But I just think Chelsea, coming off of their win against Servette, I mean,
The mighty
that's the
Servette.
momentum. I don't know. Like,
The mighty Servette. To you.
I think that's who they played today. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 3-1 to Chelsea. I
Wow.
think Palmer's gonna get going.
I'll go 1-1. I know they played Servette today, but even in 2-0, they had a lot of moments there where it was just kind of questionable. I think it'll be a slow start for Maresca just because I don't think they know who their best 11 is yet.
Mm.
And I think the one thing you'll say about Wolves, I don't think Wolves are great or Wolves, like they're not some like unbeatable force. Arsenal played them pretty well on the weekend, but I think they are grounded in who they are. So I think I'll go 1-1 for the weekend.
That's fair. In the last game.
Oh, who did Andy have in that game?
My fault. My fault. Andy had a 1-1 draw as well.
Okay. And the last game of the weekend is Liverpool hosting Brentford. This will be Slot's first official game at Anfield.
Yeah, and a lot of in a return as well.
Yeah, Carvalho.
Yeah, Carvalho.
I wonder
Yeah,
if they
here's
play
the thing.
Ivan Toney.
Yeah,
I
but I
know
don't
they
think they
said.
need Ivan Toney, bro. I think Ivan Toney's been held to this godlike tier for no reason. I'll be honest. I fell off that train a long time ago, bro. Go
Have you?
back to bet 365. If you want to calm down on the betting, go. There's Fliff for you. You can bet those fake coins and get yourself, a free
Uh-huh.
gift card to Nando's
Yeah.
once you get enough accumulated. But
His initials, by the way, are I bet because his name is Ivan. I think it's Benjamin Elijah Toney.
oh
So his
snap!
initials are literally I bet, and we
Oh my gosh, he was born to bet, bro.
he
Literally,
was
he was born to gamble.
yes
He's
he's a
playing for the wrong
gambler in a
team.
footballer's body. It's awful.
Yeah, bro. He needs to be. What's he doing being a professional,
Yeah,
bro? He should be
where's the World Series of Poker is here.
right.
You can make more
Literally.
money doing that than he does play. But maybe they'll let him do it in Saudi Arabia. I don't think
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia has. I'm sure they have casinos there. Like I'm 100% sure. Like in Dubai, you know, the Middle East is just rich, and uh, I think they'll let you do whatever you want to as long as you just like conform to like the other rules that you're going on. I don't think they'll punish you for gambling. Uh, but without him, without really, I don't really see a path for a Brentford victory. So I'll go 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, 2-0 Liverpool. I think that's a fair result. Yeah, I think Salah is gonna be going crazy again.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see, especially with like Pinnock and who else, like Christoph Ayer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're all right. They're not gonna be, good enough to stop that attack, bro. They look like they can cause some serious damage. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the 4-1.
4-1. Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go with the 4-1 Liverpool. And Andy, he chose 3-1. He
Okay.
chose 3-1. So
So just kind of like mostly a uniform week from us, but
yeah,
like again, I think another thing that needs to be mentioned, there's not really many bad games this week. I think the Prem, top to bottom, very good league this year. I hope most of those predictions are right and not the Everton 2, Tottenham 1. If anyone's predictions can be right, I'd rather them be mine or yours because we are both.
Wait. Actually, Andy said Spurs were going to win 2-1.
Okay. Okay. I really thought he did me in there.
No, no,
All
no,
right.
no.
I thought that was really upsetting. But yeah, I think overall, then, uh, just another good week of the Premier League being back.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of surprises. I don't think it's going to be as clear cut as people may think it's going to be. But, you know, obviously the Prem's going to be on this weekend. Got college football back.
Yes,
Soon
sir.
NFL is going to be back.
We're
Bashing
we're getting
Berlin.
close to the best time of the year if you're a sports fan.
Yeah,
So
bro. Just buckle
Premier
up,
League's
bro.
back. Champions League draws next week as well. All the other Europa League, Conference League for us who don't have a top four finish last year or 115 charges. For the rest of us, Europa League drawings are next week. Uh, but another great week. Appreciate you having me on the pod.
Yeah, no problem, Matt. Appreciate you hopping on. Um, Thank you for your predictions. Great insight to maybe another win for the crew. Another trophy per se. But yeah, wherever this one person is, again, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully, this whole thing will be logged in on YouTube. Will be on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts as well. So yeah, there's multiple places for you guys to watch this. And look out for clips on Instagram. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good night.